G'day, it's Pete here, and I'm back for Hand of the Week, and this is sort of the part 2 of last week's What Should We Bid? So I gave a problem out last week with a really distributional hand and wanted some ideas of what people would bid, how they would sort of approach this sort of problem. Now I'll go through what my thoughts are, so let's jump straight into it. So what we had is Jack third, Ace King Queen to 8, and Ace Doubleton Diamond. So first let's go through what some of our options are. So here we're playing with robots, but some people posted in what they would do with their partner as well, but let's look through some of the options. So first of all, option number 1 is just 4 hearts. You can just bid that, planning to play, and I can't imagine partner ever bidding over 4 hearts, pretty much ever. So this is where it's going to stop if you bid that. Another option is 4 no trumps. Now there was a bit of discussion of should this be natural or should it be keycard. So the robots do play this as keycard on clubs, so asking for keycards. Now I think it would be pretty reasonable to be natural to play. So like you can't. It depends on agreement what it is. It would be a reasonable spot to have 4 no trump as natural, but you'd need to know in your partnership when you would have a natural bid like this. You'd need firm rules about it. Some other options are something like 5 diamonds. Now 5 diamonds is like, here it should be just like a slam try for clubs. Well, like not a slam try for clubs, you're going to play in slamming clubs. Now that's not really a practical bid in this case, but important to look at what the options are. Another one is, what is a 5 no trump bid? I would usually play this as pick a slam, which might be appropriate for some people to bid, but the robots play it just as a grand slam force, probably how good are your clubs sort of bid. Looking at some more options, 6 diamonds. This would suggest that this should be like a grand slam try in a major, which I think is a reasonable option. But the robots, again, just play it as a club. So every single bid the robots have is about clubs, which I really don't like that as a method. Another possible option is 5 hearts, just saying I've got strong rebiddable hearts, trying to encourage your partner to bid on if they've got a little bit extra. And then, so another practical bid of 6 hearts, just let's see how we play, and also 6 no trumps as give that a shot. And then you could consider getting something to the Grand Slam level, but you're never just going to bid this outright. So they're just some of the different options that we have and what the robots play it as. Important to just look at what they are before we dive right in and see what we should actually bid, or what I think we should actually bid. So first question is, how do these different actions actually help you? So some of these incorporate partner into it, but how is partner actually going to judge what they actually do over this? So first of all, if you bid 4 no trump, if you bid 4 hearts, partner's never going to be moving on. So if slam is right, you're going to be missing a slam, but if slam's wrong, you're staying low. Your hand is too good for your partner ever to be actually moving on over a 4 heart bid. So your partner won't be able to interact with that, but that could possibly be okay. The 4 no trump bid, key card, partner, like you're not asking for partner's input, but if you say you did bid 4 no trump and partner responded, and then you tried to play in 6 hearts, then you won't be able to get there because the robot still thinks you're playing in clubs. Whether or not a human partner or not would do that. So if you wanted to keycard, you've already made up your mind that you are not playing in hearts. So before you bid 4 no trump, choosing the right contract actually is beforehand. Other bids such as 5 diamonds, if you'd use that, obviously you can't use it in this process, but if you had some sort of agreement, let's say that was a slam tray in a major, which I don't think 5 diamonds should be, but actually like setting clubs, I don't want a key card for whatever reason, would be. But if you had some different agreement, how is your partner actually going to help? What information are you trying to get from them? And I don't think that this bidding 5 diamonds will elicit a useful response out of your partner. So before deciding on what you think these bids are, if you are trying to incorporate your partner, how will these bids actually help them? And I don't think, like, even if 5 diamonds was like a slam try in a major, I'm not sure how that would actually help. 5 no trump, pick a slam. Now, you won't be able to use it in this method with the robots, where 5 no trumps is grand slam force. But if you bid 5 no trumps, pick a slam, and your partner bids clubs almost certainly, and you bid 6 hearts, it looks like you're asking them to pick between the majors. So they'll correct to spades, and you'll have to correct to no trumps anyway. So 5 no trumps, pick a slam, even if that was one of your options, wouldn't actually help you. Next one, 6 diamonds, grand slam try in a major. Now this might seem appropriate, but what sort of hands could partner have where they actually accept it? And like if partner had solid clubs like ace, king, queen, jack to 6 clubs and king, queen of spades, we don't want to be in grand slam, but they've got a 15 count with a source of tricks. Is that the type of hand you want them to accept on? Or how is partner actually meant to know what they should be bidding on if that was actually your agreement? So it's important to like not just think, oh, I have this convention, I can use it, but like partner's probably looking at a singleton heart most of the time. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But how are they meant to know what, like, if they're looking at a void heart, an ace, king of spades, and ace, king of clubs, and nothing in diamonds, you want to be in grand slam, but maybe they're worried about the diamond control, or maybe they're worried about their void heart. Is that what you actually, like, how are they meant to solve it? So even if that was your method, I don't think incorporating partner to like have a judgment idea of how they should bid on, like 6 diamonds probably won't help unless partner has the absolutely best hand with like the king of diamonds, or maybe not the king of diamonds, they wouldn't care about that, but like ace, king, queen of clubs, ace, king of spades, jack of hearts, is like, would they bid on even if they didn't have first round control in diamonds? It's tough to tell. So next we've got options of just bidding like 6 hearts, just on the assumption that we're going to make it. So for this, what we want to do is delve into visualizing what sort of hand partner could have. So I think it's useful to think, let's imagine a few hands that partner could have, and do we want to be in slam or not? And yeah, so they've opened 1 club and the opponents have bid 4 diamonds. I think it's safe, well, reasonable to assume that partner doesn't have much in diamonds. So I would assume partner has no points in diamonds fairly often. Okay, so if I then visualized another possible hand, they might have ace, king, queen of clubs and the queen of spades. Now that is the worst minimum hand I can think of, and you might end up in 4 hearts. Like you might even go down in 4 hearts on that sort of hand. But if you think of a perfect minimum hand, so let's say that they've got ace, king of clubs and the ace of spades. All right. If they've got an 11 count with ace, king of clubs and the ace of spades, then we want to be in slam. So basically my approach here is I like to visualize a hand and think of a perfect minimum hand that I think is reasonable for my partner's bidding. If I can come up with a perfect minimum hand, then I think going to slam is a good idea. Now here we don't have all the tools that we can actually do to find out do they have it. The opponents are preempted, so we have to use our judgment. So I like falling back on, can I think of a perfect minimum? Because that leaves way for like non-perfect maximums and other things like that, where slam is a good idea. Another one might be the ace of clubs and king, queen of spades. You might be able to make slam opposite that. So there's various different perfect minimums. Ace, king of spades and the ace of clubs. All of these are sort of 11 counts where slam is making. And it's kind of reasonable that ace, king of clubs and the ace of spades would be a hand partner would have for this sort of holding. So we've gone through the test of visualizing a hand where we actually want to be in slam. We've worked out, we've got some perfect minimums. So I think going past 4 hearts is the right approach. So let's now think about the next one. So we've visualized some of these perfect minimums, but which contracts do we actually want to be in for those? So it's kind of tough to tell. So the ace of spades and ace, king of clubs, then we want to be in 6 no trumps because we'll have 8 heart tricks. We'll have a spade, a diamond, and 2 clubs. So based on the scoring, border match, where getting those extra 10 points could be the difference between a top and a bottom. So I think bidding 6 no trumps is practical if partner's got ace, king of clubs and the ace of spades. Similarly, if partner's got ace, king of spades and the ace of clubs, we want to be there. The tough one to tell is what if partner's got king, queen of spades and the ace of clubs? Well, that depends on do we get a diamond lead. So if we get a diamond lead, then we don't want to be in 6 no trump, but instead we want to be in 6 hearts. But if we get something like ace of spades and a spade ruff, then we want to be in 6 no trumps. Or if it goes spade to the ace and a diamond ruff on the way back, we want to be in 6 no trumps on both of them. So if partner's got that perfect minimum of king, queen of spades and the ace of clubs, also a club lead would be pretty bad if they had that sort of hand. So club leads could be bad on those ones. So it's very tough to tell, do we actually want to be in 6 no trumps or 6 hearts? Lots of these have very close decisions of which one's actually better. Now, seeing as Border Match has just one comparison, if you think your opponent isn't going to be in slam, then you just want to bid the most practical, like the slam that's going to make more often. And it's probably 6 hearts that's going to make slightly more often, but this feels like a hand where my opponents are going to be in slam anyway. So I would feel that like it is line ball. So for me, when I first looked at this hand, I thought 6 hearts seems a pretty practical bid. That was my first thought about what we should do. When thinking about the scoring method and hands that I come up with, I think that 6 no trumps will, of all the times that slam's making, and I expect my opponent to be in slam, I think more of them will be making 6 no trumps than, like, more than 50% will be making 6 no trumps. So if that's the case, then we want to get to 6 no trumps. So you might think bidding 6 no trumps directly is a decent idea. But what I feel like is if we go back through our options, one of the issues with 4 no trump keycard was that we have to commit to no trumps early. But if we are going to play there, if we find out partner's got, say, ace, king, like 3 keycards and the queen of trumps, then we can actually bid 7 no trumps. So if partner's got ace, king, queen of clubs and the ace of spades, then we have 13 tricks here. So once we decide that we're actually just going to settle for 6 no trumps, I think 4 no trumps is a better option, because if partner shows 3 keycards, we could ask for the queen of trumps, and then if we can count 13 tricks, we have the option of bidding 7 no trumps. Here, when partner says they've got 2 or 5, they've got 2 keycards, we can't check for all the possibilities of grand, so I would bid 6 no trumps at this stage. Now, when you look at the dummy like this, this is what hand comes down, and you're like, I missed 7 no trumps because I've got 4 spades, 2 diamonds, and 8 hearts. But if we open up all the cards, hearts actually break 4-0 offside, and spades break 6-0. So, like, when you get the opening spade lead and the ace shows out, you're like, I'm glad I'm not in 6 hearts. And, like, this would be a hand that a lot of the time, if ace had a heart, you wouldn't actually, like, 6 hearts would go down, 6 no trumps would make 13. But this is one of the ones where partner had extras. But I think working your way to 6 no trumps on that sort of reasoning could be a decent idea. Anyway, there are my thoughts on what we should bid. I would, like, 4 no trumps I don't think should be keycard, but the robots play it as keycard, and if that's the case, I would use that to my ability once I've decided that 6 no trumps is where I want to be. My first gut instinct when I saw this hand was bidding 6 hearts, just a practical bid, but the more I think about it, I think it's reasonable to actually get to 6 no trumps. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this hand of the week on What Should We Bid Part 2. If you want more of this, send me in some hands that you find interesting. I'm happy to start up a new segment of What Should We Bid. So you can either message me in BBO with my username Slink, or otherwise you could email them to bridgevid@gmail.com and send me the hands. Give me it as just like a first person perspective, and then also send me a link to the hand, so after I've decided what I can do, I can create it and show it like this. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this hand of the week, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.